Let's put a pot on our heads and let's see if we can solo Dark Side Geonosis. We're going to unpack TB today. Welcome to Sandflys. I've decided to go on a journey. Aldous Sandflys is leaving port. 100 million GP, 200 million GP, 300 million GP, and so on. Hey guys, welcome back to another one of Aldy's journeys. We've been streaming our GAC live over here on YouTube now, so if you want to see those, check those videos out down below. We're now three sort of mid-Kyber or slightly, bottom end of Kyber 1. If you want to check out those battles, those videos are down below. And please join us live if you want, 8 AM UK time, or drive us on Twitch. But yeah, anyway, let's talk more about Aldy's journey. Now, today the guild has reached TB again, and I was super surprised. Let me first say I was surprised by us not doing the ROTE. I thought we'd be doing the brand new one instead of Geonosis, but the guild is doing Dark Side Geonosis, which is good because it allows me to see exactly what Dark Side Geonosis was like. What the power creep of this game has been, and we can take in some novel, some weird, some new teams into Dark Side Geonosis to see how they perform, etc. Anyway, let me go into the game. Whoa, I'm in the game. We're going to go into the game. Without further ado, we're not going to talk too much about the game today or what progress we're making in the account. We have got Dark Side Mandalorian Bo-Katan. Or light side Bo-Katan Mandalore, sorry. So here's the board. First things, we are back to a day and a half for each phase and only 4 phases. So again, I quite like this. I like the fact that we're not having to do multiple days, much less reduced on my time. The guild's going for 3 stars in the top and 3 stars in the bottom. And to achieve that, we need 110 million on the top and 104 on the bottom. So, what's that? 204 million. We are a 285 million guild, so we could basically just deploy it. But anyway, let's do some battles. Firstly, we've got the Poggle Sunfac Soldier. Now my team are awful. I have G12 bugs. I've got GBA, so we'll try it with GBA and Grievous. This is the team I used to run. We'll try this and we'll see what. Let me just make sure I'm not using a requirement in a different mission. No, okay, so that's all fine. And then down here, we have to use Newt, B1, B2, and Droidica. I don't know who on earth I'll put in the 4th one in there. Okay, fine. We will try it. Okay. Let us we'll take Grievous in here with GBA, and then downside, we'll maybe try Stap. I don't know. Who else could we put in here? Well, hang on, why have I not put Spy in? Oh no, because I can't afford Spy. Oh. Maybe you could do with a tank. Okay, we'll run this. We'll run with, I can't remember. This is so long ago, I can't even remember who I'm likely to face here. Right, let's see the damage first. Okay, I think we probably want rid of the medic. From what I remember, it's the medic who starts, who brings people back. Okay, so damage high, I would say, on my team. Right, okay, oh yeah, the sharpshooter, from what I remember, puts out an armor shred. You kind of want rid of the sharpshooter as well. Okay, well this seems... Okay, nice countering. I guess we just... I don't know. Okay, pretty easy first phase. I can't remember if this ramps either. I get the impression that this is significantly easier than the light side one. Right, who have we got? Right, Clone Sergeant, Arc, Clone Trooper, Sentinel. Right, I think the Sentinel does AoE damage. From what I remember from doing the previous... The What mission will be, I guess, tomorrow or the day after. Tomorrow. I guess we'll do the warp mission. We might have 2 days in the warp mission, so we'll definitely, I will attempt the warp mission. Ow. Okay. Oh no, I was trying to get rid of the... Sorry, I was trying to get rid of the AoE, wasn't I? I guess we'll keep everybody nice and healthy, keep everybody ability blocked. Maybe should be hitting ability blocks. Let's hit ability blocks. It's so weird because obviously these characters like reskinned, and I remember when we kind of saw them for the first time, it was like, oh, who is this character? And it took a lot to kind of work out what additional bonuses or what was going on. But I do remember this being just kind of like, lazy extension is probably the wrong word for it, but I did view it, I think at the time, as a bit of a, well, you've just taken sort of a few squad arena type battles, you've whacked them on a map, and it wasn't that amazing Geonosis experience until you got to things like the warp mission. That was when it really started to, oh god no, basic. That was in my opinion, like, it was a kind of that iconic. So kind of what they kind of did was they created maybe 1 or 2 iconic battles just for the Watt shards and the Treya shards when they got to new TBs. But the rest of it was this sort of quite mundane wave stuff. He says as he fails the quite mundane wave stuff. I wonder what I'm going to do with my separatist team then. I guess we could toss in Stap. Okay, who's this? Oh, Padawan Anakin. I thought they would have changed his model. You know, they could have changed his model up for something else. Right, I've got a medic, I've got a sharpshooter. I guess we get rid of Anakin first. He's going to do... I presume it's the same kit. Yeah, it's the same kit as normal Anakin. Or the Anakin we have... The previous Anakin we have. Oh no. God, he's... Okay, get rid of him. I presume the medic cannot revive Jedi. But that could be a hell of an assumption, and probably we should have checked that before we started. I just, like I say, I can't quite remember ever doing this. Okay, right, let's try and get rid of the... Right, we now want rid of the medic, just in case. I wouldn't put it past the medic to be able to bring a Jedi back in this game. It has that sort of thematic accuracy that we all love. Anyway, maybe I should talk a little bit about where I was in the game. So I guess when this came out, I guess I would have been spending a little bit of money on the game. I think this is probably about 3 or 4 years into the game when this came out. We obviously had Hoth relatively early, but it took them a long time to bring out a new TB. They went on a lot, and this was back at the time when I think they were talking a lot up to the community. We had people like Carrie, I think, there, and there was a lot of interaction, road ahead, a lot of real kind of exciting communication about what could come. So I do think they were very right, let's try. Who should we try in here? I don't think I need any of you. Let's try Dr. Aphra. I do have a deep love of Dr. Aphra, so we'll see how Dr. Aphra and the murder droid... Oh, no, hang on. I need to do... Oh, I almost put B2 in there. Right, maybe we should do the special... Let's do the special mission first, so we don't accidentally use one. I have deployed everyone I can, even though we are short. Right, I've got to take in Newt, B2, and Thingme. Okay, I've got to take in these 4. And I've got this as a choice. It's got to be what then, doesn't it? What or Stap? What will bring them back? Stap might create all manner of... All lines of separate droids that start the battle whenever an ally attacks. Okay, no, but they're not all separatist droids. They've forced me to take Newt Gunray in. I guess we try this with what? Oh, tough one. We'll try it with what? I can't remember. Like I say, it's so long since I did this, I can't remember the breakdown of teams. I've got a feeling that you probably... Okay, I've got a sharpshooter. Okay, 2 sharpshooters, which will cause me problems. Let's put weapon tech on the B1. Let's put, I guess, Droidica. Maybe I should have extorted. Ow. See, I can even misplay in this game mode. Quite fantastic. Right, I wanna avoid. If I just kill him. Yeah, okay, I'll just kill him rather than roll it up. I should probably roll it up. Yeah, so I was talking about where I was in the game when this came out. So I guess I was kind of probably, shall I say, sort of just small, you know, like low, you know, low guild. Low guild's probably the wrong word, but sort of in a guild where not really of regular spenders, shall I say, people that were kind of enjoying the guild. And I think this is a point where a lot of guilds were kind of, maybe guilds weren't as important before this. You know, I think it was more of a personal game where you had squad arena crystals. I don't even think, yeah, ships must have been out by now, but I think you had right, this is old mace, isn't it? Let's get this guy. This was kind of like, so it was more about where you were in your ship shard rather than necessarily where and that was really your crystal income. I think that was probably the game mechanic that mattered. I don't think we had Grand Arena, or certainly Grand Arena would have been very, very new, if even it was out at this point. I guess it probably came out at some point during this phase, but so yes, I think this was kind of well where, even though this came out, I don't remember it being, apart from the watch shards, I don't remember it being a game mode that really was that critical. I don't remember being under pressure to certainly farm people, certainly some of the slightly newer characters for the TB, because they used to change the platoons. So back when TB was originally a thing, you would end up with different platoons every so often, and therefore there was kind of a constant need to farm the new characters. And I think that was a mechanic that CG were using to kind of promote people to kind of farm their new things and get people excited. So yeah, but I think ultimately where this really kind of fell down was we showed it in the start. We can just deploy and be able to get the entire six stars in day one. So I do think that even when you work out the entire battle all the way through, I think basically you could just deploy your way up to day 3 and get maximum stars. I'm quite interested. We will have a look at the board after this battle and see exactly how many you would need if you want to just deploy the entire thing. I should say, actually, we're 250 mil without ships, but I'm not really deploying ships here, am I? Maybe that was, maybe we do need battles. I don't think we've done any deployment yet, and you can see we're approaching 1 star, but, yeah, you had this kind of, so yeah, I don't remember this being, it was impactful. I don't remember it being too impactful. Certainly when they moved, like I said, we talked about it last time, when they moved to 36 hours a phase, it kind of changed the dynamic, because it meant that if you were in another part of the world, which I was, from the normal American calendar, you were able to kind of have one of the 2 days or one of the 2 cycles that kind of fitted your timing, and that was quite that made quite a big difference. So yeah, so that was kind of for me, that was kind of one of the most interesting things, because I was always used to TB sort of starting and finishing, say at like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. and then all of a sudden we had this change where you then had every second day at 3 a.m. at 3 p.m. So you had this kind of nice, slightly different experience, I would say. And yeah, I think that was one of the biggest ambitions. I don't know why they moved away. I mean, I guess it's probably hard to, if you only have 4 phases, I guess it would have been hard for them to bring in so many new stuff into the ROTE raid. I always forget what it's actually called. The ROTB, sorry. So yeah, so that's kind of my relationship with this. And I don't remember it being, very much of a problem. I don't remember the battles being, and it was like I say, when we talked in the light side one, it was very, very hard. It was just comedy hard, but we covered that in a different video. We will, after this, we'll have a look at the board. Hopefully, I nearly asked myself, I was like, hang on, where's Grievous? I'm so used to, it's so weird not having Grievous on this team. Like, it is quite a strange, it's kind of a strange departure, shall we say. But we are able to whittle it down even with this thing. So I don't think I've worked, I guess my Newt would have improved because Newt was a requirement. So my Newt's probably higher. Anyone else here? Watt, I guess originally I wouldn't have had Watt when we started this, but I think after maybe 4 or 5 iterations, I guess I probably had Watt, but I guess Watt's in relics, whereas I think previously Watt would be dead by now. But I think that's it. I don't think I would have upgraded any of these other characters specifically since I did this. B1 obviously probably has better mods, Watt and Newt probably. Anyway, super easy. Let's have a look at the board and see where we are. So, 2 phases, day 1. Day 2 has ships 106 million, of which you can get 2 million from there. So 106 million for that 3-star. I'll flick through these quickly. 153, and that's when you fight the Ackley. Not looking forward to that battle because that's going to be hard. Oh, there's when you get the Watt mission. Well, the Watt is not the Ackley battle. I always forgot that. I thought the Watt was the Ackley battle. No, Ackley battle is just for get to. And then in total, in the final phase, 200 million on ships, 320 million for the top one, and 240 million for the second one. And you probably get around 6 million maybe from 6 million GP. What's this one? You're getting about, if you were very successful, if you got them all, you get 8.5 million from that, and probably in total you were needing around the 800 million. So 10 million per person, or 8 million per person, 50 times that's about 400. You need about a guild of about 400 million maybe, so I don't think we're going to get full stars. But yeah, that's where we are. Should we do one more? Actually, we'll do a couple more. Let's check out Bane. No, SOKR. I don't even think we need a full team for this, but we'll toss them in anyway. Red Trooper, and give me First Order Stormdar. And we'll have a look to see how the power creep. And then we'll try Bane in another one. We're just going to put this in auto because I can't imagine SLKR is going to struggle much in this. In fact, no. This might be probably the quickest territory battles. SLKR, such a watershed, and still, in my opinion, still the GL who probably will always be relevant. No matter what they bring out in the game, no matter how it's coded, the way that SLKR's kit works with the ramping is just something that makes them almost permanently relevant. So whereas Rey needed Ben to make her slightly more tanky, SLKR doesn't really need a lifter unit. I presume at some point he'll get one, but I think when he gets one, he'll potentially break a lot of the PvE content. I mean, anything that even passing it back to him just makes him absolutely overpowered. We've obviously got the Datacron in the game at the moment as well with SLKR, so he's doing even more ridiculous damage than he was before. So yes, thank you SLKR. We appreciate you. We will try Dr. Aphra, and then we'll try Bane. Assuming I've got, what have we got left? Okay, I've got one left here. And one left here, and we have no things on them. Oh, remember when they added this? I remember because he added this dark side or neutral 6-star. Now, remember when this came out, there was absolutely no there was absolutely no neutral characters. And yet they added this dark side or neutral and everyone's, oh no, what on earth is that? What are they, and I think I remember all the videos around that time when people kind of saw that neutral, and it kind of shows that even back then, potentially they were thinking about, glow sticks in the air, no, they were thinking about Hondo probably, but, okay, thank you, Murder Bucket. We love Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra is probably one of my favorite characters in the game. Probably what an awful sentence that was. Is definitely one of my favorites. I love Dr. Aphra. The mechanics of the team are just super fun. I've always liked, I don't want to say glass cannons, but I've always liked teams that were offensive because then you use them, I hate the thing that CG keeps bringing in teams that are kind of defensive, or you kind of put them on defense and that's their position. And Dr. Aphra really has been one of those characters that that I never knew, kind of modern sort of comic, modern story, something I was never engaged with. I didn't really know who she was, but just absolutely love what she does, and I just love the composition of the team more than anything else. I think that having the two fun sort of droids around as well is just great. Anyway, okay, it seems like Dr. Aphra is... Oh, Mace's shatter pointed me. What else happened around this time? I'm trying to think sort of about my life and Swigo and around this sort of time. I think the battles would take you about 20 minutes. I don't think it was that onerous. Obviously we don't have ships on day one. But yeah, oh, wrong button. I can't even Aphra right. I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest. This is still poor Mace. There we go. Goodbye. What else is, what else do we want to talk about in TB? I'm surprised. I was surprised that the guild wasn't doing dark side, and it surprised. Okay, who do we want to give Bane? Let's give Bane Malik. Let's see how these two boys work. Yeah, he's got. I'm just checking everyone's got mods on. You don't meet the minimum number of units required for this. Oh. What? You're telling me I cannot put in Bane. I have to do 5 people. That's rubbish. Oh, boo. Boo. Boo the game. Right, well, in that case, if you're going to force me to put in... Let's put in all the ridiculous characters that we can find, and we'll see how this log get on. That's rubbish. I know this is not a coherent team, so do not worry. This is not content that was ever meant to actually educate you on how to play this. It's just MySpace. It shows how much the game's come on though, because obviously none of these characters are obviously in the platoons, so it shows just, for me, maybe it struck a little bit of power creep. I do think that when this game came out, CG was very much in that power creep phase. And I think that was the big problem with this content, was they were constantly launching better and better characters, trying to get people to spend on them and things like that. And they were kind of sort of creeping up and giving you better mods, and oh, you've got to spend on relics now, or G13 mods, or G12, or whatever they were. But they were kind of working on that power creep sort of principle far harder. And then what they kind of realized, and that's why I would say that this TB became pointless. Like, the battles became so easy after such a short period of time. And I think that's what that's what really kind of annoyed CG, because they realized they spent all this time sort of coding in this brand new Geonosis thing, and then almost immediately, I think guilds were getting very high star scores. I mean, you guys remember your guild back then, but I remember have a feeling that we were that even after maybe 2 or 3 months, people were starting to get next to max stars or max stars in it. So I think this was kind of in their maybe when they were kind of doing a lot more power creep, and then that's why when the light side Geonosis TV came out, they made it comedy difficult. They really struggled with the balance. This one was too easy and obviously early, and so what they decided to do was go comedy hard on the light side version and think that people will grow into it. But then what they did, even though they launched it, is they then kind of stopped the power creep. So they stopped doing things like power creep, and they moved far more into sort of monetizing different teams and having sort of harder counters, and then obviously eventually into things like datacrons and things like that. But yeah, I've enjoyed TBing this morning. I will not be able to deploy. We'll need to wait to see where the deploying is to go. But I hope that kind of has reminded you, and we've talked a little bit about Geo Darkside and where it is. I will, at some point in the future, I will record my attempt at the Ackley, or I'll do another video on that tomorrow. Anyway, that's been TB. Did I enjoy it? I did. Has it surprised me? What surprises me? We're still the day and a half, which I like. I like the 4 phases, not as pressured. Obviously, the newer characters walk all over it, which is a bit of a shame. You're not able to split your characters up the way you would. If I show you maybe I'll just show you one of the platoons. Here's the platoons, a couple of platoons we've not yet filled. And those are waiting for Darkside Bastila and Veers, I think that's Veers. That's the kind of mix up or where we are in the guild. I'm sure people have them. I've already deployed mine. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get these filled over time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Welcome back to Geonosis. I quite enjoyed. Look after yourselves, and I hope you're enjoying Aldous Journey. Please follow me on Twitch. Please follow me here on YouTube as well. We are working to put out more content on here. You are going to get a lot more. But anyway, until next time, may the force be with you. Welcome to Sandflys.